Hello, darling hearts. It's your Gaps coach, Emma. I've worked out how to do my hair like a can-can dancer. It's a big accident, but it looks pretty good on there, actually. Anyway, look at my tomato. Check it out. Let's eat seasonally, people. So let's not be having cherry tomatoes every day of the week. Oh, my God, I've got makeup all down my face. Never mind. Doesn't matter. I used to give my kids, like, cherry tomatoes in their lunch boxes, like, every week religiously, because that's what I got in the habit of doing. And actually, the skins and the seeds of tomatoes are very high in lectins, which are sticky protein that stick to your hormone receptors, and then they stop you getting your hormones, which is the messengers of your endocrine system that like keeps everything performing like a wonderful, beautiful symphony. And if one of your glands is out of whack, you know, then there's going to be trouble. I wanted to talk about trifles, because this is like a trifle bowl, isn't it? I was making some jelly out of raspberries. So I was taking the seeds out of my raspberries because they're very high in oxalates. I know. But this is the way we keep healthy, people, when we're bombarded from all angles with toxins these days. So I was making a jelly, and I was thinking about making trifle. When I was growing up, trifle was a big thing with my grandma, I think, you know, but trifle it's basically a dessert, and there's a layer of biscuits at the bottom soaked in brandy or rum or something, and then there'll be a custard on the top, and then there'll be a jelly with some fruit, and then there'll be some whipped cream. You know, it's a multi-layered kind of pudding. I hated it as a child, actually, and my dad had a loathing for it as well if it was topped with bananas. He has an aversion to. Anyway, but when you say a trifle, what does that mean, a trifle? A trifle is like a mere nothing, a trifle. It's a nothing. If you look it up in the dictionary. But a trifle, as in the dessert, is not a mere trifle. It is endless processes. You know, I'm just cooking up my raspberries and putting them through a sieve to get rid of the pips, so they're low oxalate, and I'm like, oh, this is a bit of a chore. But once I've made my jelly, they'll be like gummy bears, like sweet and sour raspberry flavoured gummy bears, which will keep for a really long time. So the fruit is preserved without preservatives. It's preserved using gelatin. And that's just one layer of a trifle. And then you've got to make an egg custard. I mean, if you're going to do that properly, you've got to do it, you know, with fresh raw egg yolks and some kind of fresh cream, and gently warm that over a bain-marie to thicken the egg yolks. And I mean, God, what a chore. And add a little bit of vanilla sugar or whatever. What a chore. Anyway, let's keep it simple, people. I can't be bothered. I'm not making any trifles, I'll tell you that now. And a trifle is not a trifle. Etymology, it's so interesting. Anyway, eat seasonally, people, and I'm taking in a new cohort of students. I've been working with my Instead of Bread group that signed up in July and getting great results. We're just having our second one-to-one sessions, and I'm hearing from people that just in 3 weeks their lives are being transformed. It's exciting. I don't want to go into details because I want to ask people if I'm allowed to talk about things, you know, that have happened to them. Anyway, there'll be testimonials from these people. So my next cohort will be in September, and we're going to do how to take the fear out of fermenting. And we're going to do all things fermented everything. How many ferments can we get into the equation? Because that is really the next layer of healing. Once you've got rid of the starchy carbs and you're doing things instead of bread, then the next layer of healing is how many ferments can I eat today and stay compos mentis? Because some people, if they even have just a teaspoon of milk kefir, they go doolally. Not doolally, but I had some kefir once, and it was maybe 6 weeks old, and I smelt it and I thought, that smells all right, you know, I'll just make it into a little eggnog and knock it back. And I did, and it was like I had food poisoning for the next 2 days. I was like horizontal. I had to take loads of activated charcoal to like bring me down. But when I came out of that, wow, I felt amazing. It's like that milk kefir, it killed a whole heap of pathogens in my insides, and when I came out the other side of that, I felt fantastic. And that is what detox is all about. You might feel a bit rough. Old symptoms might come back again as you're doing the work, as you're doing the food as the medicine. The old symptoms might come back in again. You'd be like, I thought I was doing it all right and I feel terrible. But that's where you want to work with a coach. So come and work with me in September, because we're going to do, I don't know what to call it yet, taking the fear out of ferments. Yeah, fermentation station for the nation, fear-free. I don't know, I haven't got a name for it yet. Somebody help me with a name for that, will you? Anyway, eat seasonally. Check out my beef. That's the best beef tomato I've ever grown. That is, it's like a small backside. Anyway, love, love, love. Have a beautiful day. Bye.